First Lady reminds lawmakers of their accountability to God. Welcome back to Royal Media. Thanks for always being here. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because this channel brings to you verified news. My people, let's listen to the detail of the story. The Nigerian First Lady, Senator Olurunmi Tinubu, has urged members of the National Assembly to recognize that beyond their constitutional mandate to legislate for more than 200 million Nigerians, they remain ultimately accountable to God for every decision they make and every law they enact. She delivered the message on Sunday during the dedication and commissioning of the National Assembly Chapel built by the National Assembly Christian Legislators Fellowship within the precinct of the Federal Legislature Complex in Abuja. The project, first conceived during the 6th Assembly, had its foundation laid in the 8th Assembly by former Speaker Yakubu Dogara, but remained incomplete until the current legislative session. Addressing lawmakers, clergy, and senior government officials, the First Lady described the moment as deeply personal and historic. Recalling her 12-year tenure as a senator, she explained that Christian legislators previously held weekly fellowship in committee rooms due to absence of a dedicated worship space within the complex. This occasion is quite significant for me, not only as a Christian but as a former legislator who only had weekly fellowship in one of the committee rooms. To see this vision come to fruition gladdens my heart, and I give God all the glory, she said. According to her, the chapel served as a solemn reminder that while lawmakers represent the people and exercise constitutional authority, they remain accountable to a higher divine authority. Drawing inspiration from 2 Chronicles 6:39-40, she prayed that every prayer offered within the chapel would be heard and that the facility would nurture humility, moral courage, and compassion among leaders. Moral courage and compassion among leaders. As we dedicate this chapel today, may it inspire humility in leadership, courage in decision-making, and compassion in service. Many Nigerians continue to flourish. May Nigeria continue to flourish as we collectively seek the face of God in worship and prayer, she added. In his remarks, Senate President Godswill Akpabio said the commissioning representing more than the unveiling of a physical structure, describing it as a spiritual milestone for Nigeria's democracy. He argued that governance must be rooted in conscience and guided by divine wisdom, noting that justice existed before constitutions were written. While men legislate for a section, God legislates for eternity. Unless the laws of men reflect the justice of God, they may not command obedience. But they will never command reference nor shape destiny, he said. He recounted how early assemblies prayed in borrowed rooms, basements, and other improvised space, holding onto the vision of a consecrated place within the legislature where lawmakers could seek divine guidance. Upon assuming office and discovering the abandoned, weeded cover structure, he said he resolved that neglect would not determine the project's fate, describing the chapel as a house dedicated to God's glory rather than a structure that contained him. Akpabio said it will serve as a moral compass within government, a, a place where lawmakers could seek wisdom before making decisions that affect millions of lives. He also commended the First Lady for her steadfast support, describing her as a pillar of encouragement. Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu said the chapel symbolizes the understanding that lawmakers do not legislate alone, but under the sovereignty authority of God. But under the sovereign authority of God. According to him, Christian Legislators Fellowship has long served as a moral conscience within the legislature, especially during heated debate when partisan interests threaten to overshadow national priorities. This chapel is the physical expression of that accountability. It is a place where a senator, burdened by a difficult bill, may kneel in prayer, where a representative, wrestling with conscience, may find clarity, where the noise of politics gives way to the stillness of God, he said. Quoting Psalm 127, chapter 1, unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain. He warned that legislative effort risks becoming empty activity without divine direction. He added that the 10th Assembly's completion of the chapel demonstrates continuity of vision, fulfilling what earlier assembly conceived but could not complete. Former head of state Yakubu Gowon urged lawmakers to prioritize national unity in their legislative responsibility, reminding them of the sacrifices made to preserve Nigerians' oneness. He expressed hope that the chapel would inspire renewed commitment to unity, love, and national cohesion among political leaders. Echoing the call for moral reflection, former Speaker Yakubu Dogora stressed competency and forgiveness as prerequisite for national healing, noting that divine intervention in national affairs often depend on sincere repentance. The exhortation was delivered by the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto, Matthew Hassan Kuka, while various Christian leaders offered prayer for Nigeria, the National Assembly, and the Church. The ceremony drew prominent political figures, religious leaders, and senior government officials, underscoring what many describe as the enduring intersection of faith and public service. So guys, what is your take on this? Please drop your comments below the comment section. And also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We sincerely appreciate you as you listen.